It's my understanding the board passed a motion to surplus the timber at Sanderson Field at the last meeting. Thus, that motion now should be codified with a resolution. And this resolution I've seen for the last couple of meetings, and I noticed that on your agenda, last meeting there was a presentation, a PowerPoint by Commissioner Hupp, and it was a discussion item, and then in the meeting before that, it was a discussion item. So it's been on the agenda that the board is considering surplusing. And it's really important, is you're not considering the sale yet, you're considering the surplus of it. You may sell it, you may not sell it, but first you have to have a resolution. Step two, you have to remember if there's a comprehensive plan, or in your case you also have the Port of Shelton Timber Management Plan, does it need to be amended? It is my understanding, in talking to Brandon in the past, and when we did the Johns Prairie, that the comprehensive plan includes and accounts for and allows for timber sales. Then you could get to a public hearing if you decide to sell. You could surplus and not hold a public hearing for months and months and months. In fact, if it's over $10,000, you don't have to annually renew it. My view of the statute is you could probably just sit on it for years if you wanted to, identifying it as surplus only. But if you want to sell it, you must hold a public hearing. You have to give notice of the proposed sale by publication in a newspaper of general circulation in the county and posting in 3 public places. So you've made a motion, in essence, to adopt the resolution. When Commissioner Waltner made the initial motion, he said, I moved it to sell the timber.
No, surplus.
Surplus the timber. And that's pretty clear what the intent of the motion is. Now you need a resolution that is just a little step up or a higher level than just a motion. This is the resolution that would codify, in essence, that motion. Before you can sell it, before you make that determination, it's called findings and determination, you have to hold a public hearing. If you decide after hearing from the public that you do not want to sell, then it's completed. You decided, no, we're not going to move forward. If you decide you do want to sell it, under point 4 on page 3, you have 3 days after the hearing to make findings and determination on the advisability of the sale. And you enter that determination in the record. You could do it after the public hearing. You could do it 3 days after that. And you say, okay, we're going to sell it. We've listened to the public. We've got information from staff. We've got the recommendation. We want to sell it. So if you decide, though, at a public hearing, either the one on the 16th or another one you continue for a month or 2, Brandon said this could take a couple months, then you open up your hearing again, reconvene the public hearing and testimony, and say, okay, now we're going to take action. We've heard all of it, we've got all the information, we've got all the data, we've looked at what it's going to cost, we look at potentially what we might make. You then have to have a commission vote in favor of the sale by 2/3 vote of the full commission. And they have then the discretion to either put it to bid, which you may have already done, or you could put it to bid later. And you have to have the same requirements for bidding that Commissioner Hupp talked about. You have to put notice and you have to give proper notice to all those that want to bid. And then you could still decide not to sell. Went to the public hearing, made a resolution, came back, made a determination, and said, you know what? We don't like the bids. It's not the right time. We're not going to sell it. We're not going to put it out. And so you just reject all the bids and you say, not this time.